We are learning that the House Ethics Committee has secretly voted earlier this month to release its report into the conduct of former Representative Matt Gaetz before the end of this Congress. This is according to multiple sources. The report now expected to be made public after the House's final day of votes this year as lawmakers leave Washington for the holidays. Now, obviously, this is very bad news for Matt Gaetz. It's also probably not the best news for MAGA Republicans who have been defending this guy. I think this report is going to be extremely damning. Now, Matt Gaetz, also known as Butthead, put out a statement on social media today. He says, quote, "The Biden-Garland DOJ spent years reviewing allegations that I committed various crimes. I was charged with nothing, fully exonerated, not even a campaign finance violation, and the people investigating me hated me." Interesting, isn't it? Could say the same thing about Hillary Clinton, though, couldn't you? 8 investigations into Benghazi. They found nothing. All that wasted money. She scrubbed everything off of her computer, right? She deleted all those emails. They found nothing. The FBI investigated. Everybody investigated. Republicans investigated. They found nothing on Joe Biden. We hear about the Biden crime family constantly. All we know about Hunter Biden is that he broke the law when it came to his taxes and filing his taxes, and he had an illegal gun for 13 days that was unloaded. That's all we know. But how many times did you hear Matt Gaetz and so many other Republicans that are still in office today, by the way, that call Joe Biden and Hunter the Biden crime family? Well, what has Joe Biden been convicted of? What has he been charged with? We know that Donald Trump is a 34-count convicted felon, but you'll never hear somebody like Matt Gaetz, who's been wearing the Donald Trump knee pads for years. You know he crawled to Donald Trump and said, Mr. President, please assign me to the Attorney General position because I don't want this report to become public. Well, it looks like it is. And all those, begging and crying to Donald Trump doesn't seem like it's going to work, is it? Matt Gaetz goes on and he says, then the very witnesses DOJ deemed not credible were assembled by Health Ethics to repeat their claims about any cross-examination of challenge from me or my attorneys. I've had the chance to never confront any accusers. I've never been charged. I've never been sued. Instead, Health Ethics will reportedly post a report online that I have no opportunity to debate or rebut as a former member of the body. Well, you could testify in front of Congress, I guess, right? Under oath. He said, quote, and this is the funny part of this statement. He says, quote, in my single days, I often sent funds to women I dated, even some I never dated but who asked. I dated several of those women for years. I never had sexual contact with someone under 18. So he's basically saying that these women are lying then, right? They're lying. He said, any claim that I have would be destroyed in court, which is why no such claim was ever made in court. Well, why were you showing naked pictures of women on the House floor? Some of your Republican colleagues confirmed the report that you were showing naked pictures of young girls on the House floor claiming that you had had sex with them. So I guess they're all lying. I guess the women are all lying. Everybody's lying. And Matt Gaetz has to be telling the truth. Then he goes, my 30s were an era of working very hard and playing hard too. It's embarrassing, though not criminal, that I probably partied, womanized, drank, and smoked more than I should have earlier in my life. I live a different life now, but at least I didn't vote for CRs that F over the country. Wow, that's a great rebuttal, Matt. Can't wait to see this report. But here's the interesting part about this story. If you claim that you didn't break any laws and you didn't do anything wrong, then why are you so worried about this report? Why are you getting so defensive? Why are there so many of your friends that have done everything in their power to try to make sure that this report was never going to go public if you didn't do anything wrong? I mean, this is basics, right? If you didn't break the law and you know you didn't do anything wrong or illegal or anything that would make you look really bad, then why would you be afraid of this report becoming public? I think we all know the answer to that. Because Matt Gaetz most likely broke the law. Matt Gaetz most likely had sex with an underage girl. Matt Gaetz most likely did some very stupid and bad and awful things that will probably hurt his political future, unless you're a MAGA Republican. Because if you're a MAGA Republican today and you're a liable sexual abuser in a case where the judge characterized it as rape, by the way, let me repeat that because Donald Trump can sue me if he would like to. The judge overseeing his case characterized it as a rape. The jury decided that he was found liable for sexual abuse. And it's funny how all these Republicans will get into the weeds on what rape is and what sexual abuse is. I can only give you my own personal definition. If you're found liable for sexual abuse, I believe personally, in general terms, that sexual abuse in any way, shape, or form is rape. That sexual assault in any way, shape, or form is rape. That's just my own personal opinion. Now, Matt Gaetz, to my knowledge, has not been allegedly accused of rape. Pete Hegseth has. There are a lot of very intelligent, capable attorneys in this country that Donald Trump could have chosen from that happen to be Republicans, and probably a lot of them MAGA supporters. But he chose Matt Gaetz to be his next attorney general. There are millions of people in this country, millions, that have served honorably, that are more qualified than a Pete Hegseth to be the defense secretary. But he chose Pete Hegseth. There are plenty of people in this country that have a lot of experience when it comes to medicine, when it comes to our health. And there are a lot of people in this country that would never behead a whale, put it on their car rooftop, or would stage a bear murder in Central Park, or would say vaccines cause polio. But Donald Trump chose Robert F. Kennedy Jr. There are plenty of people in this country who have served, who have not kissed the tails of Vladimir Putin or Assad. But Donald Trump chose Tulsi Gabbard, who is a Russian asset. These are the types of people that Donald Trump chose to work in his administration, some of which are very powerful positions. Now, I look at the appointment of Marco Rubio, right? And I say to myself, okay, I'm not a Marco Rubio fan. I think he's two-faced. He has no backbone. I don't like him personally. I don't like what he stands for. However, I look at a guy like a Marco Rubio and I say to myself, okay, probably won't embarrass the country. He is a fairly intelligent guy. He does have experience. He is qualified for that position. And it's one of the few where I say, okay, it makes sense even though I don't agree with him. And that's the way things were. George W. Bush, his appointees, for the most part. Okay, you might not like somebody, you might not agree with somebody, but okay, it makes sense. Most of the people that Donald Trump has appointed do make absolutely no sense. All that makes sense is that they will all kiss the ring of Donald Trump.